everybody? It's a Houston Sports Social back again with episode 18. 18 episodes in the book. We got a lot for you today. First off, my name is Justin.
My name is Sean.
It's your boy Shane, aka ooh ee ooh bang bang wah wah bang bang ooh ee ooh bing bang wah wah bing bang. Let's go, man. Let's get this party started. Let's get it.
Let's go. Hey, something new every week.
We got to.
You got to change it up. Man.
We've got a good episode for y'all today, man. We got some NBA moves going on. We've got some Rockets news, big Rockets news. We got Texans with training camp officially beginning and stuff. We've got NFL, a lot of good NFL stuff.
JJ Watt, 100%.
Yep. We've got just some free agency stuff in the NFL. We've got some Astros talk. A lot of stuff that needs to be addressed with the Astros, and then some MLB stuff actually. The UFC Fight Night 30 just happened last night, so we'll talk about the results on that, and then just some other stuff going on. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to start off with the NBA, with NBA news going around. Kevin Love signed a 4-year, $120 million extension with the Cavaliers.
He's never leaving.
I honestly thought he was gone. I honestly thought they were going to move him.
Man.
I thought they were rebuilding, but apparently not. They still think they're going to be contenders, which is actually kind of funny.
No.
You know,
Well, they at least need to stay with him. I mean,
my thing is but Cleveland went back and forth on that though.
Yeah.
At first they was going to trade him, then they said no, we're not going to trade him.
Yeah, there was so
and
many.
then they said, oh no, we have to trade him since LeBron left.
Yeah.
And now they're like, no, we keep him.
But who do they have? So they have
Nobody.
J.R. Smith on a terrible contract. They got Tristan Thompson on a terrible contract. They got Kevin Love on a 4-year deal. They got Colin Sexton, that rookie kid.
Justin.
Who?
Is J.R. Smith really on a terrible contract?
Yeah. Because remember, LeBron lobbied for him to get that huge contract.
Oh.
It was a 3-year deal or
trust
something.
me. I would be glad if he didn't get that huge deal contract. What he did last season? Nah.
Yeah.
I was
They're stuck with him for, I think, a few more years or one more year.
and Kevin Love's contract doesn't kick in until 2020.
It was an extension, right?
Yeah, it's an extension. Mm-hmm. But he's still getting paid into 2019.
Right.
Okay, so next year he's getting 24, and then he's in the 19-20, he's getting 26. Mm-hmm. And then that extension is for 4 years, right?
Yeah.
So that's until
2023.
2023, dude. And he's getting paid
2023, 2024.
28,
So,
31, 31.
2020 season,
bad.
$28.9 million. 2020 to 2021, $31.3 million. And then on the 2021-2022 season is 31.3, and then 2022 to 2023 is $28.8 million.
I'm gonna ask Kevin if he can just let me hold like a 150.
Yeah, let me
You know what I'm saying? 200.
That's-
Dude, he'd be 34 barely by 2023.
Jesus.
He's right now.
Throw buku money at people.
No, he's making money.
Yeah. So that's just the first big signing that I thought of. Then, I was reading through just NBA stuff, and they have a NBA USA basketball training camp. Everybody was out there except for Kawhi. He didn't show up. Pop was the coach, and there was a lot of videos of him sitting down, Pop sitting down with DeMar DeRozan. And you can tell through the videos and stuff that DeMar's really attentive. He's really open to learning from Pop, and you can tell. It's hard for him to focus solely on one player, but you can tell Pop is kind of giving more attention to DeMar because he wants to establish that relationship early on. And so I think this is good for them. Now, Kyle Lowry is on Team USA, and a lot of people were asking him questions, and here's one exchange. This was from Lewenberg, Jay Lewenberg, Jay Lu 10. He asked, do you have a relationship with Kawhi? Lowry says, no. Lewenberg asked, have you spoken to him? Kyle Lowry says, I don't know. So he asks, you don't know if you've spoken to him? Kyle Lowry says, no. And then the reporter says, what do you mean? And Kyle Lowry says, I don't know if I've spoken to him. So that little exchange, you can tell there's
Super
a little bit of
awkward.
Animosity. There's still it's not. They don't really want to talk about. I feel the sore is still too fresh.
Yeah, it's kind of like when your mom gets a new boyfriend and it's like, do I talk to him?
I'm not calling you dad. I'm not calling you dad.
That's what it feels like.
That's what it feels like.
Because DeMar was his boy, bro.
Said, Fred, I need you to take out the trash. Shut the hell up, Steve. You ain't my daddy.
You're not my dad.
Exactly.
Then some other news I was talking about. Y'all know how I feel about Russ. I've said my due diligence about Russ.
Enlighten us, please.
I was never really a fan of Russ. I liked him as an individual player, but I, like many other people, didn't think he was a good teammate. I didn't think he really helped his teammates out much. Now, I've noticed that like a lot of people on the outside will say he's not a good teammate, but a lot of his teammates that he's had will speak like, wonders about him, will say he's the best teammate. Now, Enes Kanter, a former teammate of his, right, they interviewed him on Undisputed.
Yeah, I saw that.
And this is what he had to say.
Go up, so he left you a lot of layups and dunks,
Nah,
right?
not that, man. But you couldn't give me two players that average triple double. He's doing it for his teammates and for his whole organization. But I love him, man. He's a good dude. But his mentality, his intensity, because I played with a lot of teams before. So whenever I'm on the bench sitting down, I'm like scared the other team's gonna say what's up. And then I got a lot of times that he cussed at me, he yelled at me because I was trying to talk to the other teammate. No shaking hands, no saying what's up.
Man, so that's Enes Kanter talking about him. And, I mean...
Give it up for my boy.
Results.
Give it up for my boy.
Okay, just from a results perspective, I can see my side of the argument, but from a personal point, where people that hang out with him, people that deal with him on a daily basis, I will agree with your point, Shamir, that, maybe he is a good teammate.
See?
Maybe the results
That's all
don't
I
really
wanted,
show
dog.
it. The results can really skew how you feel about it. But
Bring it in. Bring it in. That's what I'm talking about. Bring it in.
Are we hugging it
I'm
out?
talking the real thing.
Oh, look at that.
Are we
That's what
hugging
I'm
it?
talking about.
We really
That's what
hugged
I'm
on
talking
air.
about,
We
bro.
hugged on air.
I never thought he was a bad teammate.
But he's okay. But like, how can you tell somebody who to not shake hands with though?
See, you know what that he's talking about? He's talking about Kevin Durant. Remember when they played?
Yeah, I get
When Enes
that.
Kanter was there, that's when he was like, "Don't talk to them motherfucker."
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
like pulled him back. He was like, "Don't talk to him," and that's who he's talking about right
Yeah.
there. But I agree with Enes Kanter. He's intense. His mentality is always like, "I gotta win at all costs."
No, but I get that. But I mean, it also shows. I think because he's a little reckless,
Yeah.
and he lets his emotions get to him
For sure.
Because he's the type of player that
And that's
he
the
does.
thing. Emotions
And-
can help you and they can hurt you.
But they tend to hurt him more than they can help
See,
him.
This is
and
true.
I agree with y'all on that because his emotions affect his decision making.
Correct.
His decision making. I'm sorry, and his his decision making f's up the whole team. But I feel like maybe the team sometimes should hold him accountable. And
Yeah.
I don't think that's
And they don't.
happening.
They don't.
Exactly. I don't
They-
think that's happening as much.
Because it's his team and they don't want to piss him
I
off.
feel like they're
And-
scared of him.
They are kind
And
of
see, but as
I
far as
think
somebody
so.
holding him accountable, I think that's Paul George's job. Like from now on, that should be Paul George's job.
I don't
Seriously.
know if Paul George is the kind of guy to check somebody, especially if this is Russ's team. You
Yeah.
can still see when they had Carmelo, Paul George, and Russ still there. It was still Russ's team. There was never any doubt about it.
Right.
It was Russ and everybody else. So there's not going to be
You think it
anybody
was
that's going to
KD's
go.
team before though?
Well,
No,
I mean,
honestly, because KD, remember, he said, "I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy that's going to be the main leader on a squad."
If he's not that guy, I don't want him to ever compare himself to LeBron. So if he's not
still
that
to
guy,
LeBron, Jordan, any of the greats, really.
if you're that guy, then you're the leader.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
You want to be
You
classified as that guy.
But
Yeah.
see, Kevin Durant's not an alpha kind of guy. He's not that, because
And you heard that here first on Houston Sports Podcast.
Yeah, you heard that here.
what? That he's not an alpha?
that he's not an alpha.
He's
an
not.
alpha.
I'm just saying that's a,
Every time you saw him on the Warriors, you saw Draymond yelling at him. You saw even everybody else, all the big players on there.
It's crazy to think he's not alpha, but yet statistically he's the best player on that
yeah,
team.
like he just has talent, but
Yeah.
he's
He's
just
has
not
talent,
a
but
leader.
he just doesn't like doing
Yeah.
leadership.
I don't know, man. We'll touch more on KD. There's a whole thing to talk about that.
Oh, I can't wait.
whole
Next
segment
thing
on him.
is Drew Hanlon. He quoted as saying, "We actually showed Kobe yesterday the Kobe and Tatum mirroring moves video, and he was
Yeah.
like, 'Why didn't the Lakers draft him?' And that was pretty funny." So there's a video out there. Remember that old video back then where they showed Kobe mirroring Michael Jordan's moves? Like
Correct.
every single move that he did,
His little
they showed a
fadeaway?
video. Yeah, the little fadeaway, the little up and under layups, all these moves. Now they have another video that shows Jason Tatum doing the same exact thing of Kobe. So it's kind of like moving down. And they showed Kobe that, and Kobe was like, "Why didn't the Lakers draft him?" Who did the Lakers draft in that draft?
In the Jason Tatum draft,
Lonzo, yeah.
So it's pretty funny.
Shots fired.
It's pretty funny that Kobe was saying that. Why didn't the Lakers pick him? Because they picked up Lonzo Ball, his current teammate right now.
Bang, bang! Technically, he's not his teammate. He's retired, so he can
he's
say
retired,
anything he
but,
wants.
I mean, but still,
Yeah,
like a part of his organization.
Yeah, for sure.
But still, like, you could tell who Kobe really wanted.
Doesn't Kobe want to be behind the scenes though with the Lakers?
He does eventually.
Yeah, so like, what is he with the Lakers right now?
I feel like he's
out
just a
on the outside.
consultant. He's like an individual consultant.
Maybe
Like
like
he
an
talks.
advisor.
I'm sure they talk to him.
Oh yeah, they get his.
Yeah, they
info.
do.
Yeah,
They get his
so I feel like
input, yeah.
if they did, like at the time of the draft, if they did, they would have got Jason Tatum instead of Lonzo Ball.
Yeah,
or
but-
they would have just maybe passed up on. I don't know.
What was Lonzo was number 2, right, in the
Number
draft?
2, yeah.
Who Jason was what, 4, 5?
I think Jason was 4. Because Markelle Fultz was 1.
was-
I don't know.
which
Pull that draft up.
Which was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
So this is really
busted.
funny, man. I'll send you that video. I'll send y'all that video later, but it's pretty funny. They're actually like, showing each other's moves and stuff. But so moving on to the next thing. I don't know if y'all have been active on Twitter lately, but so Kevin Durant went on CJ McCollum's podcast,
Yeah.
and they were talking, and they were just talking about basketball. And what were you gonna say?
No, I'm just saying, damn, does everybody have a podcast now?
Pretty much.
Like,
Everybody's getting. JJ Redick has one too.
So what? So should we just start like doing something else right now? Like, damn, like
No, but
everybody got a podcast.
it's not fair because they got clout already. They got like
I know.
huge
It's
clout.
like,
we
damn,
gotta,
we just started from the bottom.
Yeah, I know, but they already got that following.
Damn, I hate-
Lance Armstrong has a podcast too.
I hate quoting Drake. Why does Lance Armstrong have a podcast?
I don't know.
Wait, you talking about balls?
He
Never mind.
Ball. He's talking about ball.
Just go ahead and edit that one out because
Okay.
I was about to
Cut that out. Okay.
Yeah.
So, anyways, he went on there and they were talking, and CJ McCollum point blank, he says, I thought it was pretty weak that DeMarcus Cousins went to the Warriors, and then Kevin Durant was like, why? And blah blah blah. They went back and forth. So they asked CJ McCollum, after the podcast was done, what he felt about that. And let me pull up that tweet real quick.
Tweet right now.
Yeah, for the record, Jason Tatum was number 3.
He was number 3.
And Lonzo was 2.
Someone called Fultz was 1. Lonzo Ball was 2.
I like that Josh Jackson kid though.
Josh Jackson?
He was
Yeah.
number 4, but he was pretty. I liked him.
Oh, okay.
10.
All right. So here we go. So CJ McCollum on his podcast, he said he tells Kevin Durant that he was upset by the Warriors signing Boogie, and KD tells him to get out of his feelings. Somebody else tweeted. They said it was still a B move. So this is what CJ McCollum responds. He says, quote, I still think the B word is harsh and shouldn't be used. He knows that decision was soft, but I respect it. It's like getting jumped with your brothers by a gang you should have beat, then joining the gang that jumped you and your brothers 2 months later and forgetting about your bros. So, yeah, so this is what Kevin Durant says.
Hit it on.
So here's what KD says. KD says, so I would get into a gang fight, lose, plot on my brother for 2 months in our home, and then go get the gang we lost to and beat him up. You think that low of me, CJ? I just did your fucking podcast. Snakes in the grass, boy, I tell you. So KD's calling CJ a snake.
Snakes in the grass.
And so then all these people started going at KD, and he started responding to all these people, and everybody's just like, man, like these dudes have so much real estate inside KD's mind. Like he's so sensitive that he's responding to nobody's. To every single one. He's just like, nah, you don't even play, shut up, you don't even play basketball.
You don't hoop.
Like that's like the stupidest like comeback. Like that. Why are you responding to these people? You can easily on Twitter, you can turn off your mentions so that when people tweet you, you won't see it. And what's the best thing to do to shut up a troll? Just don't give them attention, because if you give them attention, they've already won. So
LeBron would never.
yeah, he would never. Exactly. So everybody was just clowning him. It was all over every single sports channel. Even one sportscaster was like, Kevin Durant needs to grow up so we can stop reporting about this stuff. Because it's like all the time. He had the burner account stuff. He has this stuff. This is like the 50 bajillionth time that he's like responded to some Twitter person. And half of them don't even have profile pictures. They're all just the egg, you know. They make them on the
they're
fly
really,
just
like,
to talk shit to
nobodies.
KD. So everybody was talking about it, like I said, and they even asked Dirk about it, Dirk Nowitzki, and this is what Dirk Nowitzki said, which is pretty boss. He said, quote, "I'm not sure why KD feels the need to respond to some of that stuff because, I mean, Twitter is just a place for tough guys and a lot of hate. I take it with a smile on my face. You can't take yourself too seriously on there." And everybody was commenting there like, man, if KD responds to Dirk, he is the weakest of the weak. Like, how do you go at Dirk Nowitzki? Dirk Nowitzki's old ass. Like, so he didn't say anything anymore. He's kind of been silent, but I'm sure it's going to happen again. But it's just, KD is just weak-minded, man. Honestly, that's what it goes back to him just being, like, alpha, you know? He's
Not being alpha.
He's soft, dude. Yeah, his skill can't be denied. He's always going to be a good player, you know? He's always going to be a really good player.
Yep.
You can't deny him that. Like, watching his videos at USA training camp, he was just beating everybody, like, easily. But
Oh, I mean, because
And
at
then-
his length, and then he has that shot.
yeah, but in his mind, man, like, it gets to him. I'm sure it gets to him. If I was up there, I'm not worried about here, you know? But I feel like he wants to know what everybody's saying. He's very sensitive, and things get to him. And as a basketball player where a lot of things can go right and a lot of things can go wrong,
Yeah.
especially with his situation, like, you can't get, you know, like,
You know, and I was
sensitive about that
hearing
stuff.
Nick Wright talking about it, and he was like, "I don't even think KD knows how famous he is. Like, how he thinks he can just say anything,
Yeah.
and be sensitive about it, but it has his repercussions to it. Because, dude, you're gonna be roasted on every.
Yeah, he's under a magnifying glass, and if little things like that get to you, imagine like it getting worse. But yeah, that's my spiel on KD.
So, to summarize that, KD, stop being a bitch.
Yes, that's everything I just said summarized into a few words. Stop being a bitch, KD.
That's what I'm good at.
Yeah. All right, moving on. I was talking to y'all earlier about Puma. Puma is getting into the basketball game.
Oh, that's so weird.
Puma has signed 7 professional basketball players to shoe deals, yet does not offer basketball shoes on their website currently. Currently, they have DeAndre Ayton, Marvin Bagley, Rudy Gay, Michael Porter Jr., Terry Rozier, Zaire Smith, Skylar Diggins-Smith, and those are the main ones on
Aren't
right
these
now.
like
I'll
people
be-
that just got into the league?
Yeah.
I'll be
of-
honest. I
Yeah,
would
2 years,
be
yeah.
scared to sign with them because if they can't
I
even
would too.
fully make a basketball shoe.
Yeah.
That's prone to injury right there. You get injured.
Exactly.
If you start signing with some-
But why would you sign people before you have the shoes? Isn't it the other way around? Like, you make the shoe and then you sign people so
Or-
they
or at
can
least a-
so they can promote the shoe. But there's
Yeah.
no shoe left.
Or
at least-
late. Well, yeah.
trial, like run it, like play a scrimmage game with it or something. Because
Yeah.
you don't want them
'Cause-
shoes coming apart and then,
Exactly.
like, during a real game.
That, or like they already showed the shoes to these guys.
Yeah.
You know, but like behind the scenes or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
then just, you know, but it's like it's being kept quiet. So, but we don't know yet. We don't know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they have like all these like basically like these players that have just coming into the NBA or players that have been like maybe like 2 years in.
Yeah.
You
Because
know,
they have
so-
Jay-Z signed to Puma too. Do you know that?
But that was like before
Jay-Z
Puma
is
got
Yeah,
into
but that was before this. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But so they're really trying to publicize their brand because you go on their website right now. It only has the categories of lifestyle, running and training, soccer, motorsport, and sandals. And
Right.
then when you type in basketball, it just shows you a picture that says fall 2018. So we'll see. I guess they're going to start right when the basketball season starts.
I wouldn't trust
Because that's what derailed Yao Ming's career. He was playing with some Chinese shoes and Little Bones.
was
little,
it the Lingway ones? Or was it
I don't know, but they were like his signature shoe, and it was from a newer company, and he would break those little tiny bones in his foot. And when he's that big and running that much, and those little tiny foot bones are breaking, it's the shoes problem, and that's what essentially ruined his career. That's what made him retire, right? Because he kept breaking his feet. So
cheap
you know,
ass shoes.
I know. So you hope that Puma comes through. I mean, Puma's not like some knockoff Asian company. Puma's pretty reputable. Not for basketball.
What's Puma from?
Puma's
They're not Japanese, are they?
I'm not sure exactly. They're the ones with the little.
Well, yeah, I know.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not really known for sporty shoes. Not that I know of. They're known for like more like fashion shoes.
Really?
So yeah,
I just know a Puma like from like soccer. That's all I knew Puma.
Yeah, that too. They made soccer shoes too. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Next up on the docket, EA NBA Live 2019 has added a female creative player. So that's the first time that's ever been done.
Personally, it's about time.
Yeah,
Like
that's
it's
true.
about time. Like it should have been in there.
Yeah.
You know, but
this makes me think: have they added whole WNBA rosters? Because if you create a female player,
it should be.
Is she playing in the WNBA or is she playing in the NBA?
That's true. That's true. And
I don't know how that's
gonna be interesting.
work.
But see, can you play that like in the story mode though?
Yeah,
No,
that's
right?
what the creative
Oh,
player.
for real?
It's in the story mode. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. Like, how would they do? I'm looking at Game Informer right now.
Because like this game is not out yet, right?
Yeah, because this is how it would look like. That's a creative player prototype right
I
there.
saw it, but the one I saw, she had like a pink shirt on or something like that.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. After releasing the WNBA Play Now feature in NBA Live 18, we saw a huge response. We had the models, we had animation. We had the pressure path, but we took on a whole new mode and stuff and just ran out of... Huh, it's weird. I don't know. They haven't said anything, but yeah, we'll see.
No, like I just want to know, like, is this game already out? Like, this game hasn't came out yet, right?
No, but they did have a female. They didn't have a female creative player in NBA Live 18 because they didn't have WNBA rosters. But I think they're trying to with NBA 2019. I don't think it's been released yet. Usually those release in fall. All the sports games,
Right.
they usually release in the fall, right before the 2018 season.
Right before like Call of Duty comes out. Yeah.
So we'll see about that. I don't know. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. I thought I'd bring that up. So yeah, let's move on to Rockets news, guys.
Rockets.
The thing everybody has been waiting for finally happened. Clint Capella has signed with the Houston Rockets.
Nice.
He gets a 5-year deal worth $90 million. Here's how the contract is broken down. This is a tweet by Tim Bontemps. He says, quote, "The incentives on Clint Capella's contract per league source is this: $1 million for reaching the Western Conference Finals, $500,000 for finishing with a 30% defensive rebounding rating, and $500,000 for shooting at least 65% from the free throw line. Those are for each of the 5 seasons. So he has a potential to make that $1 million, as well as that $500,000, as well as so $2 million each year of his contract for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
He has a potential to make $2 million more
$2 million
on top of what he's already making, because it's $80 million in guaranteed money,
and in 10 in incentives.
10 in incentives.
That gives him
That's a good
motivation,
deal. And it gives him motivation too.
Yeah.
And he's not broke. I mean, he's getting $80 million guaranteed, not over the years. Every year, it's going to accumulate to a total of $80 million. Whether he's gone next year, whether anything happens, he's going to get his $80 million. So
Okay.
He's
he
going
got
to give
paid.
out somebody.
Yeah, he got paid, and it worked.
Go ahead.
I feel like it works out for him because he's only 23 right now. You know, so this contract is going to go until he's 28, and when he's 28, he's still eligible for another monster contract.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of people, you know, I was looking through the Reddit threads and stuff, and a lot of people were like, you know, this is a really bad contract. He needs a better agent. You know, he really cheaped out. You know, his agent dug him into a hole. But this is like,
I mean, he was asking for
like-
100.
Yeah.
he was
wasn't
asking
too
for
short.
100, but nobody had the money.
Yeah.
You know, and so he wasn't in a position to pull that kind of money. You know, so his agent should have, you know, went for that $100 million or went for that $95 million contract that we originally offered him. You know,
That was 95. I thought it was 86 or 84.
no, somebody offered him a 95 or something like that. But you know, in the end, he kind of dug himself a hole, and
Yeah,
he
really
had to
fucked
settle
himself.
for this. So, yeah, I'm just glad he didn't sign the qualifying offer because he probably definitely could have made. It would have been a risk. I mean, he could have ended up like Nerlens Noel with Dallas, but I mean in the Thunder because they signed him for super cheap. But he made some good money today. I mean, not today. Whenever he signed that contract, so good on him. Run it back. We're gonna have a good season this year.
So
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, go ahead.
that's my question. So at first, like the Rockets offered him a 4-year contract, right?
Yeah.
And it was what
485, I think.
84, 85, and that was like the full contract. It wasn't like incentives.
No
in there,
incentives.
nothing.
That
So it was
was-
a full contract. So if he doesn't do good this season, he gets $80 million. if he doesn't reach those incentives.
Yeah, he wouldn't get that extra.
So potentially he would have made more if he took the contract before.
Yes.
Potentially without like no extra work.
Yeah, but I don't know if he would have got the 80 guaranteed though.
Right.
He would, but over time he would have made more money.
Right. I ain't gonna lie. I think Clint kind of won this, but he lost at the same time.
Yeah.
Because obviously he was asking for way too much. Again, you say he dug himself in a hole. My thing is like, if I was a Rockets organization, I probably would have offered it for cheap and still gave like the incentives. I would have went cheaper because it was like, dude, I gave you a dope contract.
Yeah.
And then you're just gonna like just throw it back in my face, and you know nobody else had the money, so like, what's up? You know what I'm saying?
Man,
no
I get this
Part
is a
what I'm
market,
saying.
this is a business,
But I think they wanted to just do good by him though.
at the end of the day,
But they was
dude,
doing good by him with the previous one. So like that's why I'm just confused. You know, I'm just confused on how this shit.
But I think the other players got in Daryl Morey's ear and they're like, make it happen. So
at
I
the end
think
of the day,
that might
dude,
have
you're
been it.
getting paid 80
Yeah.
more than anybody that you know.
Anybody else? Yeah.
So
you spend people's salary, dog.
I know,
You
right?
what I'm saying?
I
Like,
know.
But I don't know. Also because now y'all have Clint now, y'all have 4 years to get a championship.
Yeah.
Y'all have 4 years to get a championship,
Yeah.
especially against the Golden State. Because if y'all don't beat Golden State, I feel like this year y'all need to win.
You know what it is?
This is the year y'all
I
need
feel
to
like
win,
we
straight
locked up all of our All-Stars because we're expecting Golden State to lose one or two of theirs. Because think about it. The time overlap,
Right.
they're going to lose a couple of their All-Stars
I
pretty
think
soon.
Clay's gonna go first
You think Clay or Draymond, man? I think
because they're the
one of
ones
think
who are not
Clay,
on.
yeah.
Their contracts are about to come
Yeah,
up.
Yeah.
exactly. So I feel like we're
I think he'd
banking
be
on
the first
that.
one to go.
We're banking on that. I just hope they don't pull no bitch shit and like take pay cuts to try to stay. That'd be
I
some
mean, championships.
Nah, Draymond for sure wants max.
Yeah, he wants a max, yeah, for sure. But I don't know. I feel like Clay would do that. Clay would take a pay cut to stay there because he's been saying a lot of stuff like he wants to stay there and stuff like that.
Right.
So we'll see.
God, doesn't he want to like
Branch
actually
out
be on
and
a
do his
team
be
to
his own guy.
compete?
No,
Just-
I remember
just
a
wants
couple
to-
episodes ago he said like, "Nah, everybody else has to be better. You know, they got to keep up with us and stuff." Man,
All right, bitch. Go to the Phoenix Suns. Go to
I
the Phoenix
know.
Suns.
Yeah,
and say
yeah.
that shit.
Show me how
know what I'm
show me
saying?
how it is. But yeah, back to Clint Capella. Jonathan Fagan actually asked him, and Clint Capella said, "Quote: Houston is where I want to be. I'm happy to be back. I'm excited for the season." So, you know, I feel like this is where he really wanted to be. He just wanted to get paid as much as he could get paid, so that he could have both best of both worlds. So we're glad to have him back, man. In other Rockets news, here's what James Harden said in reaction to Clint Capella's deal.
The deal got done with Clint, 5 years, $90 million. Nice to have that done.
Oh, you're 90?
590.
This y'all just telling me this. I didn't even know. I got to call him. But, I'm happy for him, man. It's an opportunity for him. Obviously, to win the game of basketball, but to be able to provide for your family for generations, like, that's what we do it for. So, I've seen him work his butt off these last few years. He's gotten better. He listens, he learns, and he goes out there and just competes. I'm happy for him.
Were you worried about that situation at all? Did you know it was...
Not at all.
So that's James Harden at Team USA practice talking about Clint Capella. He seemed excited. He was like, they weren't really worried that he was going to go. So that's why I feel like the players really got in Daryl Morey's ear and Coach D'Antoni's ear about keeping him. I feel like they really wanted him because he really plays well off of them and stuff. So that might have been what it is. In other Rockets free agency news, Carmelo Anthony is said to sign a $2.4 million veteran minimum deal on Monday. There are rumors out there that he signed a lease at Market Square Tower. So that further reinforces the point that he might be signed officially as soon as Monday. So we're holding on to that. James Harden was asked about that, and James Harden simply said, if he comes to Houston, I'll get the best out of Carmelo. So,
did you see that article today where he was talking about how the first thing that him and Chris got together was just communication?
Yeah.
They really sat down
and talked about it.
talked
Yeah, I feel
about-
like that's what Chris Paul and James Harden did too. 'Cause
Yeah, that's what I'm
they were
saying. That's what they did.
So they did the same thing with Carmelo, yeah. So it's glad that they ironed out those issues and not get started on it now rather than having to learn on the fly like Carmelo Anthony did with the Thunder,
Yeah, he said he was rushed.
He was rushed. They didn't really know what they were doing. They were
Correct.
just kind of playing pickup every single game, and it kind of showed too. there's a lot of confusion out there. A lot of things didn't work out, and that affects you as a player.
Yeah.
Because when you're comfortable and you know what's going on, like you just immediately just become better. Everybody becomes better. But
I hope he's working on his. Because
His
when does okay, so basketball season officially starts like around
October.
October-ish, but that's preseason.
Yeah.
So we were about to be in August, September. I hope he hires a nutritionist or does something and gets in shape again, dude. He has to.
No, you ain't lying, bro. Because
The older you get,
he hasn't looked like the same.
Yeah,
the older
he's been
you-
looking a little chunky.
yeah, the
he's
older,
chunky,
because
bro.
they said he's been eating like crap, but the older you get, dude, you gotta, watch your body.
Very
He has the money to pay for a nutritionist.
Yeah. He
Or
does.
a
I don't know.
trainer.
I mean, he's getting $27 million for nothing. Well, might as well
not
use
even just
on
that. He's been
nutrition.
getting paid every other year.
Every other year, yeah. I forgot one more quote for Clint Capella. This is Mike D'Antoni talking to Mark Berman. He says, quote, I talked to him yesterday, really happy for him. I said, just remember 3 years ago you were at Rio Grande sitting on the bench and you couldn't make a foul shot. He's gotten to the point where he's one of the best centers, if not the best in the league. This is true. I remember when Clint Capella would be at the line and everybody would just expect him to miss two. He was really bad, but now it's like he's improved on that. His defense has improved. He was supposed to be Dwight's understudy, but he's become everything that Dwight was not for the Rockets.
Correct.
He's everything that we wanted Dwight to be. If Dwight would have just put aside his ego, put aside his pride, and done what Clint Capella is doing now, we probably could have won back then.
He wants his touches, man.
He wants his touches, and he's going to the Wizards. And man,
I still don't. I'll be honest. I still don't think that even if Dwight Howard would have accepted his role and not let his ego get in the way,
Yeah.
I still feel like I don't want to be,
I mean,
pessimistic
defensively, he
about
was
it.
still there, though, dude.
Yeah, he was, but no, I don't want to say that the Rockets would have took it that year because the Warriors were still stacked,
Yeah, but I think they would have at least gone to the Western. Well, they did go to the Western
but
Conference.
they didn't
Finals.
do it with Dwight.
Yeah, they did.
No, Dwight wasn't in it, was he?
No, he was not. No, that was the
Yeah,
year
that
before.
was that year.
They was in the
My
playoffs, though.
bad.
but-
Sorry.
Yeah, that was
sorry.
that year that they beat the Clippers in a 3-1, and then
Yeah, you're right.
came
You're
back.
right. You're
and
right. So
Fucking
yeah,
Clippers.
fuck Dwight. Anyways, moving on. This is coming from Brian Windhorst on ESPN. He says the Rockets are active in the trade market. They've been talking to teams about adding defenders, and they're willing to take long-term money back for Ryan Anderson. So they're willing to trade longer contracts for Ryan Anderson and probably a pick or two.
They're trying to get rid of Ryan.
They really
Anderson,
are. They really
a
are.
motherfucker. Like, take him,
So
please.
a couple of people that come to mind is Kent Bazemore from Atlanta, because Atlanta's in full rebound mode right now, but he's on a really bad contract, so we could take that. We'd still be screwed, further down the line, but still we're in win now mode right now. He's a good defender. He has a good shot. He's offensive minded. There's Tony Allen, which is a lockdown defender. He's played really well against Kevin Durant. There's Courtney Lee. There's Robert Covington. There's a couple of other people out there. So we'll see who the Rockets get. Jimmy Butler's still out there too. He'd be good on defense.
Where is
He'd be
he
good on-
going to go? I feel like
exact-
nobody's talking about
Nobody's
that.
talking about Jimmy
Yeah,
Butler.
nobody's
He's under
talking
the
about
radar.
him. He's gonna end up having to get back with the Wolves though, but
Yeah.
But we could get him.
But
It's doable.
But freaking Kyrie Irving was talking to him, dog. Trying to
Yeah,
get him
and
to
they're
come to
best friends.
Boston.
Yeah.
And bro, if that happens, there's
Boston would be a super
there's
team.
no doubt who's gonna win in the East.
Boston would be a
like, there's
super
already no doubt, but there's it's gonna be absolute.
Yeah. That's
That's scary, dude.
That's even on a 1-year deal. I feel like that would be a good pickup for the Rockets.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh,
but we'd have to give up.
You guys have no reason.
Probably a lot of picks in Ryan Anderson or some bench players. I think they'd ask for Eric Gordon.
Eric Gordon's gonna have to go.
Eric
too.
Gordon, yeah, that's what I
And
was
I
going
don't
to
want
say
him
too.
to go.
Yeah, because he's a good spark off the bench. So that's all I got for the Rockets. We'll be monitoring to see who that next free agent pickup is, because we still have the. Did we give them MLE to DeAndre Melton and
To Isaiah
Hartenstein?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's gone. The
Most of
MLE,
it is.
right?
The D'Anthony signing, that I didn't see official. For sure, I saw Isaiah,
Yeah.
but I didn't get to see the whole D'Anthony
But
thing.
the
I'm pretty
MLE is used completely now, right?
sure- Yeah, more than likely.
Okay. So we'd have to just go into players and picks then. So that's all for the Rockets. We'll be monitoring that. Now, the Texans, let's move on to the Texans. Training camp is officially back. Football
Let's
activities
go.
have officially started. They were in pads for the first time yesterday. They had 2 non-pad workouts the day before.
Did anybody get hurt?
Nobody got hurt.
Like, is everybody okay?
Everybody is healthy.
Is everybody's hamstrings, everybody's quads?
There's been a lot of injuries going on
Everybody's
around the
shoulders
league.
good?
Everybody's good.
Okay.
Let's start just by prefacing what Colin Cowherd had to say. Colin Cowherd's usually pretty intolerable, but he had some good things to say about the Texans. So
Here we go on today's prediction. I'll give you how the predicted results, but I'm just going to give you the order right now. Houston. I think they win the division. I could just stop after this. They get Deshaun Watson back. 19 touchdowns in 7 games. I could just stop right there. But they also get Whitney Merciless and J.J. Watt back, who were injured on defense. That helps. They've added Honey Badger, who's past his prime, but I think he's a pretty intuitive defensive player. I like him. The downside of this team, why I think they're limited, is their offensive line's a mess. It was ranked 32nd in the league last year, and I don't think it's a ton better. But if you give me Honey Badger, J.J. Watt, Whitney Merciless, and Deshaun Watson, I think they win the division. By the way, workable schedule, especially late first 4 games. Again, they could go 4-0. New England never starts that hot.
So a lot of what he said, I don't agree with a lot of what Colin Cowherd says, but he hit it right on the head. We were 32nd in the league last season, and it hasn't really gotten better. We've gotten a bunch of rookies. We haven't picked up any veterans. So I feel like the defense can carry this team once again, like it's been doing for the past few seasons. If they can ride that wave and Deshaun Watson can just be serviceable, he doesn't have to do.
I still have faith in Foreman and obviously
Foreman's on the physically unable to play list.
What?
He hasn't come. He tore his Achilles last season, man.
I know, but he's still not back.
He's still not back yet. They checked him and he wasn't ready, so he's only going to be activated after the 5th or 6th game.
Yeah, that sucks. My thing, I agree with him. I think the Texans are going to win the division. Like legit. I think they're going to win the division.
But the last 4 games
they're going to win NFC South.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're going to win
over the Jaguars.
South.
Even
Yes.
that revamped Jaguars squad.
Absolutely.
I agree.
And I can't wait for that. And then what he was saying is, I don't think we're going to be that bad on offense. Yes, our O-line's trash, bro. Our O-line is trash. But you have Deshaun Watson who can use his legs. So, and it sucks because we got to depend on that. Yeah. But I think he's going to make it. He's going to be able to make it work because he has that kind of talent. He has that skill set.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to make it work.
He had 19 touchdowns in
7 games.
7 games?
Yeah.
The dude's a beast, man. So I think it's too early just to doubt him right now. I think it's too early to just say, hey, we're just going to ride our defense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So in other NFL news, that's it for the Texans. Let's touch on some NFL stuff. Now, Dez about his old team. Now, this all started with Stephen Jones. Stephen Jones went on a podcast, and this is what he was quoted as saying. They asked him about, Dez Bryant. No audio, but he just said he's got to trust the system, which at times last year there was pressure with Dez in his ear to some degree, Jason in his ear. Those great players want balls. So he's talking about Dak Prescott, how he has to stay poised, he has to play his game, not listen to everybody getting in his ear, just to play the system. So Dez Bryant took that as a slight to him, even though he was talking about Jason Witten too. So this is what Dez Bryant has to say. Dez Bryant says, "Here we go again with that scapegoat shit. Y'all know who what the real problem is. Don't put it on me with that bullshit. Garbage ass play calling. Everybody lined up in the same spot for 17 weeks." Now,
here we go.
Then
here we go.
There's a bunch of people commenting on that, and they said there was one coming from Ben Rogers. He said, quote, "I've talked to numerous Cowboys players, some current, some now gone, who echo these exact sentiments. Romo's brilliance with audibles, adjustments at the line covered up play calling deficiencies for years. Tough for inexperienced QBs to do that. Loss of Romo's audible exposed Linehan. Scott Linehan is their offensive coordinator." Then what else did Dez say? Dez had some other stuff to say. He said he meant Stephen Jones, is not clueless. Jerry was the only one who was clueless, Jerry Jones. He planned to get me out. Ask Travis and my brother Sean Lee. Now he's calling Sean Lee a snake because Sean Lee apparently says Dez has to be accountable for everything that he says. So Dez took that as a slight to him. So here's more Dez on Sean Lee. He said, Quote, yeah, he's supposed to have been my brother. We laughed, talked about goals, and sat right across from me in the locker room. Never thought we had a problem. I got cut. He was the first to know. I find out he was also behind it. Damn. Then, what else did he say? Yeah, so he was just going on about that. It was just bad. It was a bad look. It was, everybody all around looked bad. I know Dez didn't leave on good terms with the Cowboys, but, you don't burn your bridges with the team that started you because you want to retire, take that one-day contract and retire with them. But
this is playing right into what Stephen A. Smith says about the Cowboys all the time.
What is that?
It's so much drama. It's just so much drama.
Yep.
Like, they're always on the front page with some BS, man.
Yeah.
Like, really? Twitter drama?
Always.
Twitter drama?
They're America's team, right?
Like, I hate the person whoever said that.
Yeah.
Like, straight up. Like whoever came with that, because now it just stays with the Cowboys. Really, wouldn't, the Patriots be America's team if you think about it?
Exactly.
I mean, you want that, but
You would
still.
think so, yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. So
Or the Texans.
We'll monitor that. We'll find out where Dez goes. Now, the most dreaded part of all NFL seasons is injuries that happen before the season even starts. First injury that's reported around the NFL is Darrell Williams. This is a report from Max Henson. Darrell Williams just went down in a tremendous amount of pain. Trainers are surrounding him, silent here on the field. Now, I dug into that, and it turns out he dislocated his patella, and he tore his MCL. This is a big offensive lineman, and those knee injuries are not easy to come from because 350, 400 pounds is not, well, not 400 pounds, probably 300, 350 range. That's not a natural weight, so that's putting extreme strain on all your joints, all your muscles, everything, ligaments, all that. So for him to tear that, it's going to be a huge recovery. It's going to be a long recovery, and he's going to have to build all that muscle back, Then, in other injury news, nightmare again for the Chargers as cornerback Jason Verrett suffered an injury during the conditioning test that'll cost him the season. Brutal luck on reporting day. Now, Jason Verrett is one of their star cornerbacks. He was an all-star cornerback in 2015, but in each season after that, he's had a season-ending injury before the season even starts. He's messed up his hamstring, he's messed up his knee, he's messed up his ankle, and now I think he tore his Achilles this time. So it sucks, man. And these are the Chargers. This is one of their guys, What else we got? I think that's it for injuries. Big, monumental injuries going on around the NFL. I'm sure there's more. Knock on wood, there's nobody on the Texans. Yeah. In other news, so they have little interviews after training camp and stuff. They talked to Tom Brady, and so Tom Brady didn't appreciate being asked about an association between Julian Edelman and Alex Guerrero following his performance-enhancing drug suspension. So Alex Guerrero is Tom Brady's wellness trainer. Yeah. He treats Tom Brady with not conventional methods and stuff. And now he had recently been training Julian Edelman too. So a lot of people thought that maybe this Alex Guerrero had something to do with Julian Edelman getting knocked for that 4-game suspension, and he didn't even appeal it. Julian Edelman didn't even appeal the suspension. He was just like, I'm just going to take it. So Tom Brady...
I thought he tried to, but then he saw it was like no point. No?
He didn't even try to. He just said he's going to focus all his energy on just serving the 4-game suspension. And now, Alex Guerrero, there was that bombshell report that said, Bill Belichick wasn't a fan of Alex Guerrero training players when the Patriots medical staff is right there and the training staff is right there. So they had that issue right there. So he got called out on it, and he was like, I don't want to be asked about that, and he walked out of the interview. Yeah. So you could tell that kind of got to him. That whole situation is weird. It's weird, unconventional workout methods and what you eat and a lot of herbal stuff. It's kind of remember how you posted about the Herbalife stuff? Yeah. It's almost exactly like that.
Okay.
Because you know what Herbalife is like. They'll be like, all right, take these herbs, take these, put these oils on, put these oils on, put 2 drops of tea tree oil in this drink, and it'll clear your sinuses. Like, what? No. That's a whole different topic for a whole different...
Just take a laxative, people. If you want to clean your system, just take a laxative. Or
just
eat a lot of bran flakes or something.
Just colon blow. A lot of fiber. So, yeah, we're going to move on from that. Speaking of your boy Des Bryant, the Browns and free agent wide receiver Des Bryant have mutual interest, and the team is working on scheduling a visit for him. Monday would be a logistical day, if not sooner. This could be a match. A lot of reports are saying he's looking for a 1-year deal, probably on a minimum, probably on a free agent veteran minimum. If they got Des Bryant, I mean, they wouldn't be feared per se, but I feel like you couldn't just overlook them like years past.
Nope.
Because these Browns are looking pretty promising right now.
That's what I've been saying, fam.
How many games y'all think?
That's what I'm
Let's make a wager, not a wager, but just predictions.
Damn.
From 0 to now, I'd give them. I think they'll get at least 5.
5?
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
I think they're gonna have a winning season. I think they're gonna go 9-7. They're gonna go 9-7.
Wow. Okay, I'm
I
gonna
think
go.
they're
I'm gonna go
9-7.
in between since you went low.
You
went
I hate when you do
I'm gonna
that.
go-
You
I'm gonna
always
go,
do that.
I'm gonna go 8 wins.
You going 8 and
You
8?
could just go
Oh my
500.
God.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 500.
You always do
This
that.
is
I
like
hate
the
when
Price
you
is
do
Right, guys. You go low, you go high, and I go right in the middle. But I honestly
I go
think they might go
9-7.
500. That's very ambitious. We'll see. That's.
Bro,
I
it's
mean-
like 1 game difference from 8 and 8.
Yeah, but you're talking about a winning season from 0 wins.
Dude, like you see this lineup, like I really believe they're actually gonna have like a winning season, like legit.
I hope so, man.
And you know what? For some reason, I don't know what it is. But I think Mayfield is just gonna go off.
You think so?
I feel it, bro.
Who do you think's gonna start? Have they announced the start?
No, they haven't announced it, but
You think Baker's gonna be the guy over Tyrod Taylor?
Yeah.
Because Tyrod Taylor's been the guy at Buffalo. You know?
Quarterback.
Yeah,
In Buffalo?
quarterback. Yeah, in Buffalo. And he.
How's that been working out?
That's true.
I'm just saying.
That's true. But we'll see. Okay, so 9-7, 8-8, and 5-11. Couldn't do math for a second. Anyways, moving on. So there had been reports. You know, a lot of people were talking about how offensive line is not really. It's really hard to find good offensive lines out of college because a lot of these offenses in college football, they run a spread offense, right? Spread offense is when, it's just quick throws. There's 5 receivers, they're just trying to throw. They're just trying to score on you fast, right? So the run game isn't really there. It's not really a hard nose. And a lot of these offensive linemen are undersized and stuff, right?
Right.
So that's why, this past market, everybody was looking for offensive linemen, right? How many O-linemen got drafted? So many got drafted in the first round in the last draft. And, now the trend nowadays is with these free agents. Remember, Nick Solder got paid like buku money, like $70 million or something. These offensive linemen are getting huge multi-million-dollar deals so everybody was so used to just paying them like 2-3 year deals with like $20 million or something like that. Nothing crazy. Well, the trend now is that when you have a good offensive lineman, you pay that man. And that's what these teams have been doing. Titans are giving offensive tackle Taylor Lewan a 5-year, $80 million extension that includes $50 million guaranteed. Sources tell ESPN. He's the richest offensive lineman deal in NFL history. $80 million for an offensive line. One offensive lineman. One.
$80 million.
$80 million.
Over
5 years.
That's supposedly a
With
max.
$50 million of that guaranteed.
Isn't that like what? Like a running
No,
back?
that's like a good
quarterback.
receiver. Not a receiver deal. That's like a tight end deal.
Tight end, God.
Yeah. That's like a scoring positions deal.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. Yeah.
I mean, look, I feel like if you don't want undersized offensive linemen,
Yeah.
go to Japan, right?
Go to Japan.
Get these sumo wrestlers. Bro, look, I've been reading like the sumo manga.
Yeah.
Bro, these sumo wrestlers are real, dog.
Yeah.
For real. Like, bro, the pushing techniques, all that, bro. Some of them could dominate our linemen in America. I'm just saying, dog.
I believe
and
it.
these dudes are big.
They're big,
Like,
yeah.
they're big, bro.
But I don't know if they can handle all the mini concussions that those dudes get every single.
I mean, but
Like-
dog, in sumo, like, their arms get broken.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm
true.
just
But they're
saying.
not knocking heads and stuff.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
They're headbutting each other?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sometimes
I thought
they
they're
headbutt
just
each other.
grabbing and swinging.
No, it's not just that. So sometimes they put their head in the chest, pow, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
that's in the chest, though. I'm talking about-
No. It's head too.
Oh.
I was just saying, they're like this. Bro, I read this and I got so deep into like the sumo
Into
world.
the
a little
sumo
bit.
world?
I'm like,
What the hell?
man. Like, bro, it's I ain't die. It's like, a lot of us make fun of it.
Yeah.
But like, it's a real sport.
I'll look into sumo. That's pretty cool.
and that's Shane Wild saying sumo's a
Hey,
real
look
sport.
into sumo wrestling. Shout out to sumos.
Mm-hmm.
Another offensive lineman that got paid, the Falcons and star left tackle Jake Matthews are finalizing a 5-year, $75 million deal.
Nice.
Sources said Atlanta has a young core to pay, and Matthews gets the first crack as a top 3 paid left tackle. Yeah, and then Dwayne Brown, former left tackle for the Texans, got an extension with Seattle. He got a 3-year, I think, $20-something million deal.
Dwayne Brown.
I'm telling you, these offensive linemen are getting paid. The Cowboys have Tyron Smith locked in for the next 6 years for $67.6 million. He's a 4-time All-Pro and a 5-time Pro Bowler. And Tyler Lewan, who just got that $80 million deal, he's only been to 2 Pro Bowls.
Bro, like what?
Only 2 Pro Bowls. So you can tell where the market is for these offensive linemen.
Because there's a shortage.
But the Cowboys are smart because they locked up that wall of an offensive line early on before the market went up like that. Now look at that. They're getting him on a deal. 6 years, $67.6 million. Whereas this dude just got 80 for 5 years. It's crazy, man. And now what are we doing? The Texans will just start our line.
and it's good for the organization. It's bad for the player.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, hold on. This dude got 80. Oh, no. We need to redo our contract. For real.
And that's the thing. That's just because in the NBA you can't redo contracts and stuff. The NFL, they have that luxury. So, in other extension news, the Titans are giving tight end Delaney Walker a 2-year, $17 million extension that includes an $8 million signing bonus and $12.76 million total guaranteed. So his total deal right now is sitting at 3 years, $23.2 million. Delaney Walker, I know about him because I've drafted him in fantasy multiple times. He's like
I did too.
He's like all reliable.
Yeah,
he's not your flashy like Travis Kelce or Rob Gronkowski, but this dude will easily put up like 12 points every week.
Not every week.
Well,
because I had him too. Yeah. I had him on 1.2. Not every week because there's some weeks he just
like 8. He'd go anywhere from like 5 points.
I got 5 out of him.
Yeah, he'd go anywhere from like 5 to 12. So he's good, reliable when you're on a bye week or something. But yeah, I'm glad they locked him up because he's like their Swiss Army knife. And you know when everything else is falling apart.
Damn it! I need to give my money to fantasy. I got 2 fantasies.
You got 2 leagues going on?
Yeah.
Why y'all start already?
No, well,
you gotta wait till all the injuries. You gotta wait till all the injuries rush over, man.
No, I gotta pay my money on like August 7th.
Oh, y'all do it in advance.
So okay. We haven't drafted yet.
Gotcha.
I'm like 11th in the pick order.
Oh, that sucks. Well, it's a snake draft, right? So you'll.
Yeah, but like if you know what you're doing, the order really don't matter.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So y'all remember when I told y'all that Julio Jones and the Falcons were in a stalemate? Well, Julio Jones won. He got his deal revised. Remember, he was only on year 3 of his deal, right?
It's a 5-year deal?
It was a 5-year deal. He was on year 3, and he was asking for an extension. Well, the Falcons, I guess they folded, and
bunch of business.
Here it is. Julio Jones' revised deal will net him an additional $2.9 million in 18. He'll receive a $4.4 million signing bonus and lowered his base salary from $10.5 million to $9 million per sources. Bottom line, Jones will make $13.4 million instead of $10.5 million this season.
Now, if he waited to his 5th year, he probably could have got more.
He can still do it over there in his 5th year. He can still extend it.
But he still has to put up the numbers, though.
This is true.
He has to put up numbers. He's a damn good receiver, probably one of the best. I don't know, Julio Jones or what's that boy name?
From who? Team?
Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
Junior. It's like, I don't know. One of them's the best. I don't know.
I still think Julio's better.
You could probably say Odell Beckham because Julio has a better quarterback.
This is true. This is true.
I don't know.
Tomatoes. Yeah. And last in NFL news, y'all know about Ryan Shazier, the former linebacker for the Steelers, who got his spine compressed. And he was paralyzed for a little bit, and he finally got his movement back. During training camp, Ryan Shazier, this is from Jeremy Fowler on Twitter, Ryan Shazier was walking with the Steelers linebackers during drills. So that's kind of a miraculous story in itself right there. He's finally back on his feet. He's a whiles away from playing, but just the fact that he's walking is a miracle right there because watching that video, I still see that video in my head if I close my eyes, man. He got bent up, and it was just in an awkward back position. He just crumpled, and just seeing him crumple like that, like a big-ass dude like that, it's like kind of nerve-wracking, you know. So it's good that he's on his feet, and yeah, that's all I got for NFL news. Do y'all have anything else talking about the NFL? Just hopeful for this season.
God, dude, I can't wait for it.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm
man,
like so effing bored.
Yes.
I'm
so
we
Dude,
still need to talk about
went-
October 7th, by the way.
Yeah.
We
So
need to talk about that.
I went to the that's okay. So baseball. I know we're about to touch on baseball right now, but
Yeah.
So I went to the game. We got beat,
Oh yeah,
to
we're gonna talk.
watch
We're
it.
gonna talk about
That's
that
the
right now.
Rangers,
It's
yeah.
rough. It's rough.
dude. But watching baseball just in general, when there's nothing going on, you're just all like,
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
Bro, that's the thing. You go to these games, you see people who are into baseball. They even get up and walk around. And get
Yeah,
up.
like-
I'm
Yeah.
like, bro.
when you're
what?
at basketball games or football games, it's like
You're
everybody's like on
into
their
it.
feet. You're like,
Yes. Go, 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 go.
This
like
is true. This is
because there's plays going on.
Yeah,
In
especially
baseball,
the
it's
fourth
just
quarter,
like
dude.
it's just a strike, and it's just like
Okay, bravo,
Okay.
bravo.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about those games.
so.
Let's just start about that before we talk about free agency and stuff. So we dropped that game to the Angels 11 to something. This was last week. Then we started with the Texas Rangers, and we got smashed. Both games, we got smashed. We only had one hit in the first game, and then in the second game, Jose Altuve was out, Justin Verlander was in there, and we lost by double digits. You know, it's not by double digits, single digits, but still, but you know, by multi runs. It's these relieving pitchers, man. One of our relieving pitchers, Davinsky, in his last 7 games, he's played 4.2 innings. He's had 13 earned runs, and right now his ERA is sitting at 25.07. Now, you, as a relief pitcher, you kind of want your ERA to sit at the 3 point something or the 2 point something. He's at 25.7. That's terrible. And, like, a lot of our other relievers aren't anything to, like, you know, be proud of either. And, you know, and the Astros finally made moves. They traded with the Angels for Martin Maldonado. He's a catcher. He's a catcher. He was their starting catcher. He was really good on defense. His batting isn't all that great, but he can defend and he can pick off people. He actually has a really high pickoff rate when people start to steal. And
yeah, I
another
saw videos of him.
another trade that we did is we picked up a right-handed pitcher. We got Presley from the Twins. He's pretty good. They actually interviewed him, and he's like, you know, I'm glad to be part of this team. You know, when the Astros come around, you know, you're actually really scared, you know, because of how they hit. I mean, lately we haven't been hitting that well, but for somebody to say that, it kind of puts it into perspective what other teams think about you. Now, Carlos Correa, he says he's starting to feel better. He's been running and swinging a bat and will feel grounders. He's going to start his minor league rehab next week. But more importantly, Jose Altuve just went to the disabled list. Now, we now don't have Carlos Correa, Brian McCann, and Jose Altuve. And it's bad. And we just lost 2 games to the Rangers. We might get swept by the Rangers this series. It's not good. It's not looking good. We just need these guys back because this is like home stretch. Playoffs start in September. So we need to get our stuff together. We need to get everybody healthy. We need to make trades.
Well, they made those those minor league switches, right? They brought
They brought some minor league people out, but still, I mean, we need, you know, because the Yankees are making moves.
Yeah.
They got Sonny Gray. They got Zach Britton. They got a bunch of people. You know, they're you know, the Cubs. They just got Cole Hamels, which actually there's a story about Cole Hamels. So in 2015.
What's the story?
In 2015, we wanted to be contenders, right? And we wanted to pick up Cole Hamels, but he went to the Rangers because he says, I don't really want to go back to Houston. I'm not really, you know, feeling Houston. Houston just isn't for me. And now he's going to the Cubs, and so it finally shows everybody that he made the wrong decision because in that time, the Astros went and won a World Series, and he could have been part of that. But he chose the Rangers, and they lost. And when they showed a picture of him after he was informed that he's going to the Cubs, And this dude was just smiling. He was cheesing. He was smiling from ear to ear.
Like
You
he's
could
just
tell
going-
he was just like, man, I'm so happy to get out of here. I hate this. Because they're terrible. The Rangers are terrible right now. So now he's going back to a contender. So it feels like everybody's making moves. Mike Moustakas, he's a outfielder and a really good hitter. He went to the Brewers. Asdrubal Cabrera has gone to the Phillies. Cole Hamels to the Cubs. Yankees got J.A. Happ, which is another good pitcher. Zach Britton and Sonny Gray. And a bunch of contenders, including the Astros, are in the race for Dree Archer, a pitcher from the Tampa Bay Rays. So those are the just free agency moves. Now, another big news thing that came out, Aaron Judge is out for 3+ weeks with a broken wrist. He got hit by a pitch, like a high 80, low 90 mile an hour pitch right on the
He
wrist.
didn't need surgery though.
Yeah, he doesn't need surgery, but he needs to heal it up. So he's going to be in a cast for a little bit. He hit one of those little tiny bones, cracked it. So he's out for 3+ weeks, and that's one of their main offensive weapons. So we're not the only ones that are getting
Fracture.
Yeah, it's a fracture.
Just like a fracture.
So we're not the only team getting hit by the injury bug. So we'll see how that goes. But that's all for baseball news right now that we have. Everybody's going into playoff mode. Everybody's making those last minute changes, and we'll monitor that. Now, next, let's move into UFC Fight Night Fox 30. Here are the results. We had Eddie Alvarez versus Justin Poirier. Justin Poirier won really bad.
He won?
He won.
Really bad?
He won really, he won in, brutal fashion.
Oh, okay. I was like, how you win really
messed
bad?
him up. He messed him up bad because Eddie Alvarez, he was cheating a little bit. He had him, but he was holding onto the cage, and then he hit Dustin Poirier with the elbow, trying to hit him on the top of the head. You can't do that. That's illegal.
Right.
So they got separated, and Dustin Poirier just put the paws on him and kneed him in the stomach and knocked him out. Got him with the elbow right across the head. Right across the head, put him down.
He put the knee to the stomach, not the wind out of him. And then went there fucking...
right over the top, man. Knocked him out, man. So he called out Khabib or Conor because they're all in the same division after that. So we'll see. Next, we had Jose Aldo versus Jeremy Stephens. This was good because they're both really good. And at first, it seemed like Jeremy Stephens was too much for Jose Aldo because Jose Aldo has been on a slide recently. He's lost a few fights, but he got boxed up a little bit. He got pieced up by Jeremy Stephens a little bit. Then it just seems like he flipped on a switch and he hit him a couple of times in the head, and then he falcon punched him right in the stomach. Jeremy Stephens was up because he was trying to box his head, and then you could hear that sound. It was just boom, like a clap. Like you could hear it, got him right in the liver. And this is how Jeremy Stephens was. His guard was up. He got hit with that, and he was like he was all kinds of dangerous because he put his hands down because his stomach was hurting, and then he hit him again, and he fell to the ground. He got on top of him. It was just hitting him, and that was the end of that fight. But man, I still hear that body shot. It was just clean, no cover, just blah. It was bad.
Right, liver or something.
Then we had Joanna Jędrzejczyk versus Tisha Torres. Where Joanna won 10-9, and then 20-18 in the second, and then 30-27 in the third, just a unanimous decision. Then we had Alexander Hernandez versus Olivier Aubin Mercier, and Alex Hernandez won. Then Jordan Main versus Alex Morano. We had Jordan Main winning, then Austin Arnett versus Hakeem Dawood. We had Hakeem Dawood winning, and that was it for the main card. So that was a good fight, lots of good fights going into it. Now, before this fight, they were interviewing a lot of people, and Eddie Alvarez has actually something really interesting to say. He said, the UFC makes a shitload of money, and I want them to make money. They're the best company. Without this sport, I wouldn't be able to make a living. I want them to make tons of money. I'm not mad at that. I just want them to share a little with us. That's all. And that's true. A lot of people have been giving Dana White a bunch of shit for that because these UFC fighters are getting paid peanuts on the dollar.
Yeah, they should be getting
compared
paid
to
more.
other sports, you know, because
Yeah, they definitely
UFC
should
is
be.
making a lot of money. Like, don't get me wrong, like they're up there, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not splitting that pie. That's why like Dana White was kind of mad when these fighters wanted to unionize, because he doesn't want that. That's bad. That's bad for business, you know. Because
Well, yeah, any business doesn't
Yeah.
want unions.
yeah, for sure. So we'll monitor that. We'll see what the UFC does about that, but I highly doubt they're going to do anything related to that. But that's it for MMA. Do you have anything on that boxing fight with?
With Pacquiao
Pacquiao.
and Maltese, I saw a little bit of it. Pacquiao looked like Pacquiao
Old,
of old. I guess old, or when he was younger, because he pieced up Maltese, man.
bad.
Pieced him up, bro.
Was he toying with them or?
No, he wasn't toying with him. He was toying. It was just like, damn, dude. You remember how fast Pacquiao used to be?
Yeah, he's still fast.
It was like that. No, but it was like that.
Yeah.
It was like, bro, I think he got him with kept jabbing. You know, and I never, like, and it's going to sound really weird because I'm on sports products. I shouldn't be saying this. I never noticed that Pacquiao was a southpaw.
Yeah, he's left-handed.
Yeah, I didn't know. So I'm like, oh, shit, he's a southpaw. Like, I was really looking at it because like, you didn't pay attention to it. Like, I guess unless until you actually start boxing.
Yeah.
You know, start boxing, then you notice, oh, he's a southpaw.
Yeah.
Oh, then, but he caught him with that right and then the left. And then, because he made Matisse fall, I want to say, pretty early on, maybe, I want to say third, fourth round.
Oh, dang.
And a fall and stuff like that. And then after that, man, pop, 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 pop.
put the hands
it was
on
all
him?
Pacquiao. Pop, 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 pop.
And he's
Rock
in
that
his
boy, man.
40s, man. He's in his 40s.
Yes, that's what I'm
Speed
talking
like
about.
that.
In his 40s, dog.
That's crazy.
Still boxing, two-piecing people up. I'm like, dog, when are you going to stop?
When are you going to
'Cause-
retire?
Yes. Aren't you president of your country? I don't know. Aren't you governor or something?
Because
Like,
Floyd Mayweather's 40 now too, right?
yeah. Him and Pacquiao are the same age. I think Pacquiao maybe a little bit older.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit older, but
Yeah,
yeah,
he's-
same
he's
age.
grown.
And then Mayweather, I guess, technically still fighting. I guess. I thought
I
he-
think he was done. I think after the McGregor one, he was done.
After McGregor,
But we'll see
which
if
was
the
like
money's
nothing.
right. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, yeah, and it's just weird because like boxers are lasting a lot longer.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't know why. I don't know why because I don't think the rules have changed.
They haven't.
You know,
They
as
haven't.
much. So
I'm sure
I
they're
don't
gonna
know
feel
why.
it down the line.
Or yeah, or just people are getting better at dodging. I don't know. I
We'll
don't
see.
know.
We'll
So,
see.
yeah.
Yeah, that's all for boxing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so some other stuff going on around the world.
Around the world.
Around the
Houston
world
Sports
on
Podcast.
Houston Post podcast. Thank you. So there's a fire going on in California right now, apparently. In Redding, California, there's 50,000 acres burned with 500 structures
Jeez,
destroyed.
dude.
1 firefighter killed, 12 operators killed, and 7 other injured in this fire that's creating heartbreaking chaos. It's bad. In Lake Keswick Estates, home after home is burned to the ground, dozens in all, from a fire that ripped through here in the overnight hours, driven by dry fuels, low humidity, and high winds
What part of California was this?
near Redding, California. And
Which
see,
is
that's the
close
thing.
To where? 'Cause I'm not familiar with Redding.
I
Check
think
where.
that's Northern California. I think, or West California. West California is the Pacific Ocean. I don't really know, but yeah, it's bad. It's really bad, and a lot of people are getting hurt out there.
What would you rather deal with?
It's close to. Where's it close to? I'm looking at the map of it right now. It's north of Sacramento. Yeah, so it's Northern California, like
Yeah, it's way up there.
yeah,
like,
way up there by the forest and trees and stuff. It's bad because it's not raining out there, and then when the wind comes, it just blows that mofo like all over the place. And speaking of fires, there's that huge fire that's going on in Greece too, where like 156 people died or something.
That was crazy.
That's crazy. And Greece is
a
like
lot of
really,
people died.
yeah, Greece is really close to the coast too, which is even crazier to understand. But yeah, that's 2 of the main things that are going on around the world. I thought we wouldn't talk about Trump this episode because
I don't.
you know that's a gift that keeps on giving, right?
What would you rather deal with? Like, 'cause every area has their natural disasters.
Yeah.
Would you stay with the flooding and the hurricanes, or would you go with the fires?
See, that's the thing. There's no perfect place with perfect weather. In the north, it gets too cold. In the south, it gets too hot. And then if you want to go to a perfect place like California, there's earthquakes and fires.
Yeah, I mean, they got nice weather.
I don't know if I could deal with earthquakes. Man.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if I could deal with
Because they deal with them like, okay, because when it comes to hurricanes, when it comes here,
Yeah.
at least for a hurricane, it's like we don't get a hurricane like every year.
6
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard Florida gets them the most.
Mm.
Like they did a comparison of as like over the 100 years ever since hurricanes were recorded.
Yeah.
Florida gotten the shit end of that.
Yeah.
Because that's where they.
Shit, it's a fucking peninsula. You know,
Florida's
what I'm saying?
like made to be
surrounded
destroyed.
by water.
Yeah, they're made to be like destroyed by.
Because I feel like because they go down more because they're peninsula area.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why they keep getting hit.
Yeah, and that's my thing. It's like, why even build? Like, I guess I kind of understand, but it's just like at the same time, you know that place get hit by hurricanes.
Yeah.
So many times. Why build houses right there just to get knocked down?
I mean, at least here in
the
Houston,
insurance must be great. But
At least here in Houston, yeah, we've seen our fair share of hurricanes, but our houses haven't been just destroyed.
Yeah, it hasn't been destroyed. I mean,
Harvey destroyed, but
destroyed.
Harvey didn't like fully just destroy your house. Yeah, you
That's
had
true. It just
to
flooded.
gut it and repair the inside, but it didn't just like pick up your house and just.
Yeah, that's true.
Now you got to
true.
just really
in Florida. Yeah, that happens. Your house is completely destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like they build houses on docks, man. On docks, that confused the hell out of me. It's like you know, there's a hurricane every year, right? It's maybe it's not even 8 hurricanes, it's maybe like 2 or 3, and all of them are rough. And there's always gonna be like that one that's just like, fuck all y'all.
Yeah.
You know, and it just mess up everybody, you know? So I was like, why build houses on docks? I just never understand.
It's crazy.
Like, I guess you want to fish all the time.
I know. I saw this story, guys. And I thought it was pretty funny. So a teenager breaks into a home, and when he gets discovered by the couple, he asks them for their Wi-Fi password.
Okay. So
this has to be drugs or some kind of craziness because
this was in the suburbs, right?
This is in the suburbs, yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to understand why you wouldn't just go to Starbucks or go to McDonald's or any, like, literally. This happened in Sacramento.
We're just knocking on a door.
He was 17 years old. He broke into the area home, waking up a sleeping couple, and asked them to give him their Wi-Fi password. They were sleeping. If somebody woke me up in my house that I didn't know and asked me for my Wi-Fi password, they're catching these hands. Because 1, I'm sleepy. Real. 2, who are you? And 3, why are you asking me for my Wi-Fi password? The male victim got out of bed, confronted the suspect, and pushed him down the hallway and out of the front door of the house before calling police. No one was injured. The couple, both reportedly in their 60s, told officers that 2 kitchen knives went missing from their home during the teen's alleged break-in. However, police didn't find any weapons on the suspected burglar when he was caught. According to authorities, the team's crime wave allegedly started a day earlier on July 21st. The teen is believed to be the same person who came up to the window of a different home and asked the woman inside for their Wi-Fi password. The teen reportedly claimed that his phone was out of data. When the woman and another teen in the home ordered the suspect to leave their property, he allegedly fled on one of their bikes. This is crazy. This
is crazy. Like, dude, just get a job.
Just get a job. Pay for your phone bill. Just get on that Cricket Wireless, man. What you doing?
Boost Mobile's still around.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Or Metro PCS. There you go.
PCS.
They had to have been on drugs, man.
I know, man. It has to be something like that. And other stuff. Let's talk about movies. I saw this movie, Unfriended 2, The Dark Web. Bro, that's, it made you really realize, like, how crazy people on the internet are. And the things they can do to you to mess you up over the internet. Like, I know that it was fake and they just stretched the truth a little bit, but some of that stuff is actually doable.
Yeah.
And it happens all the time. And seeing it is just like, because the movie, it showed from the view of you looking at the screen, and him and his friends are all on Skype with each other, right? Mm-hmm. So you see everything being printed out. You see, like, the camera view and everything.
Yeah.
So it's weird because I'm on a Mac right now. And it, like, looks exactly the same. And so when I was seeing that, I was just like, I'm going to put tape on this camera real quick. Like, not even lying. But that was a good movie I saw. I know you saw Equalizer 2.
Equalizer 2 is
another Denzel classic. How was it?
So, a little girl asked me, no, like I'm being dead serious. Like last week, she's saying, like, so who's, like, your idol or something? Or who's somebody that you always wanted to talk to? And
Denzel?
No. So my first thought was Bill Cosby, but I was like, well, I can't say Bill Cosby because, obviously.
I don't know if you'll be able to talk to Bill Cosby right now.
Yeah, I know. And I didn't have an answer.
Yeah.
Then I watched Equalizer 2, and I was like, Denzel. Denzel has really actually always been my idol. Him and Will Smith.
Will Smith, yeah.
But Denzel, though, because, dog, this dude is just... There's not enough words to say how good he is at acting.
Yeah.
No,
He's
just
mastered his craft. Like,
he
for sure,
completely
absolutely.
mastered it. Now, as far as he's great in the movie. Don't get me wrong. Now, as far as the movie goes, starting off, freaking awesome.
Okay.
Now, I didn't know how long the movie was because it lagged a lot in the middle.
It lacked a lot in the middle.
It lagged. It
Oh,
felt
lagged.
it was like.
I thought you were saying like it lacked a lot. Like it was.
No.
Really
It was
great.
like there was a lot of talking. Like, and there was some.
It was
scenes
really
that
dialogue
could-
heavy.
Yeah, and it was like there were some scenes that didn't need to be in there.
Oh, okay.
Basically,
Just a bunch of filler shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of filler stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But no, the end was dope. The end
Was
was
it?
dope. Yeah, the end was dope because it was fighting in a storm.
Oh
It was a
yeah.
hurricane.
How was the
Yeah.
action stuff sequences? And
No,
everything?
action is better.
Better.
It's honestly better. Like better than like the first movie.
Okay.
There's a lot more contact now. A lot more contact. And yeah, and it's funnier.
It's
which
funnier.
is weird. Yeah, this movie like Equalizer 2
It's
is
not all
funnier.
serious.
No, it's serious, but like there's like some funny stuff like within it, so it kind of like brings you out of it like a little bit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But it's actually pretty funny. You know, like Denzel's actually pretty funny.
Huh.
You know, he told because he's about to mess up this one dude, and the dude was scared, and he's like, no, you don't get to be scared. Come here now, come on. It's like God. Damn.
Hey, he's like dadding.
Yeah, it's like dadding him, bro.
I'm your
Like
father.
what? Yeah,
That's cool.
So it's pretty dope.
Yeah, man. What else y'all got going on?
I don't know. My birthday's in 2 days.
Hey, happy birthday! What,
Yes.
August
Dude,
1st?
guess what? I'm about to be big 3-0.
Oh,
man.
dang.
Wow.
Dirty 30. Let's do it. What you trying
Don't
to
look
do? What you trying to do?
Well, it's on Wednesday, so Wednesday probably nothing big. But
Okay.
probably
That
try to see
weekend,
what
though.
we could do this Friday.
That weekend,
This
though.
Friday coming up.
Is next Wednesday?
Well, it's this coming up Wednesday.
Coming Wednesday, of course. Yeah, well, yeah, that's
Your
what I meant.
birthday?
You want to do it the weekend after or the...
I'll do it the weekend.
Okay, let's try to do something.
We're gonna eat after this.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You want to go to Chili's and get you a free
let's go to
brownie
Chili's.
blast?
go
Have
to
them sing
Chili's.
happy birthday. We're
Sure.
Shit.
But yeah, I guess that's all we got for the episode, guys.
Yes,
It's
sir.
been a good one. We're on 18 now, man. 18,
Episode 18.
18 long episodes, man.
18.
Or onward to
Should
the
we
next
wait
one.
till
Wrong. We
20?
graduated.
Should we definitely like
We should have a special episode on 20. I don't know what we're
get
gonna do.
somebody in here? And
Yeah,
do,
just
like,
get somebody.
Somebody, yeah. We'll figure it out. But thanks for listening for all 18 of our episodes so far. We appreciate your fandom.
Sure.
Fandom. What am I saying? Oh, I'm famous. No, we appreciate you listening. We appreciate you subscribing and, just spending time in your day to listen to us. Follow us on all social media platforms and all podcast platforms. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Iheartradio, YouTube, Spreaker.
All that. Everything.
Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. And yeah, anything you have to any kind of
We will soon be on Instagram, showing like our thought pictures too.
yeah, well yeah, for sure. we'll have a bunch of sports memes on there too. So
Before we tune out, shout out to Vlad Guerrero. Makes history, becoming the first Dominican position player to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
nice,
First
hey, congratulations.
Dominican.
Oh yeah, that's right. The baseball Hall of Fame is today, right?
Yeah.
We didn't talk about DeMarco Murray retired.
Oh yeah, DeMarco Murray did retire.
DeMarco Murray retired.
Well, DeMarco Murray retired, guys.
DeMarco Murray retired. Yeah.
All right. Well, on that beautiful note, my name is Justin.
My name is Sean.
Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, bang, bang,
I wish
walla,
y'all
walla,
could see
bang,
the
bang.
dance.
Ooh,
I wish y'all could
ee,
see
ooh,
the
ah, ah,
dance.
bing, bang, bang, walla, bing, bang. It's your boy, Shadwell, a.k.a. the original Road Rat. Let's go. I see y'all.
The original
That is from
Rugrat.
Rugrats, dude.
All right.